This is a TetraCity update for September 2012. I really haven't worked on TetraCity for the last 6 months, but there have been some changes that were made since the last release of the software, which was 0.5. So tonight I released version 0.6 of TetraCity, which is now available on SourceForge. I have both a Windows package and an Ubuntu package. The Windows package is an executable installer, which was created with the Nullsoft installer software NSIS, and the Ubuntu package is a deb file, which can be installed using dpkg or double-clicking the deb file. I did submit the last version of TetraCity to the Ubuntu developer site about a year ago in October of 2011, but I haven't heard back from Ubuntu why it hasn't been approved or if there were any issues with the software. So it's just basically been sitting in the reviewed state for about a year. So I'm starting to lose hope in it ever being actually included in the Ubuntu software repository. And another reason I really haven't done much Linux development lately is because with Ubuntu now the default window manager is Unity, which I find very difficult to use. So once I install my software such as TetraCity, it's very difficult to find it now. You basically have to know the name of the software and search for it in their search bar. Before, with GNOME, you could basically just go to the main menu and go to games, and you can just see a list of all your games there. So as you can probably see, I've updated the menuing system, made it a little bit more cleaner, and also the fonts are now larger. And also in the individual menu screens, I've also cleaned those up a little bit and made the fonts larger here as well. I've also added a lifetime statistics screen, which basically shows you the number of lines and the number of singles, doubles, etc. that you've completed across all your TetraCity games. I also changed the city design phase quite a bit. So basically you can select a building, but starting out you can't select any of the buildings. It basically just shows this big rotating question mark if you're not able to select that building, but it does show the requirement to unlock that building below the question mark. So for an R1 building, you basically have to unlock or complete 10 lines in the falling block game. So for a C1 building, you have to complete 10 doubles. For an I1, you have to get to level 3 in the falling block game. And for the higher level buildings, basically the requirements are similar, but just at higher levels. Another feature that I worked a few months on was the multiplayer feature. So one player can go in and set up a host, and basically you just select a port and you start up a host and you say you're ready, and then you can start a host, and that basically just creates a multiplayer lobby. That way another player can come in and also say that they're ready, and then it will start the multiplayer game, which I have another video which shows some of that. But basically it's not a very user-friendly menu because you actually have to know the IP address of the host hosting the game, and you can get that information by running ipconfig under Windows or ifconfig under Linux. So the falling block game is basically the same as it has been before, but I did update some of the fonts to make them a little bit easier to read. And in a moment, I will show what happens when you unlock one of the buildings. So as you can see there on the right side of the screen, it said R1 unlocked. So now I can place an R1 building in my city. So I can do that at any time, so I'm just going to back out and go to City Design. So now it shows the R1 building as a selectable building. So I can just pick that and place a couple of those in my city. So at level 3, that'll probably be the next building that I unlock. I'll get that at level 3. So I'll just continue with the game that I was playing. So as you can see there, I just hit level 3, and the I1 building is now unlocked. So I'll go back to City Design, and there's the I1 building. So I'm going to place a couple of those in my city. And now you can see those I1 buildings that I added to the cities in the rotating background. So basically that's the current status of TetraCity. As I said before, it's available on SourceForge if you would like to go and download it and give it a try. Thanks for watching.